Ah, I can figure out technology. Woohoo. Hi, Bora Bora. Hello, Hypnicity. And hello again, Miss Randy. Yay. How is Gretchen doing? Yeah, I'm a little delayed because birdie wars out there. Kind of had to go out there and step in the middle of it. So, oh, goodness. Same housekeeping thing that I was saying on my other thread this morning is if you need, double check your subscriptions because I've had a couple of people now who have told me that they have been unsubscribed from my channel. And so it's just something that you need to periodically check. Sometimes they will remove you from your subscriptions. So just double check that you're subscribed on here. Hi, Paul Freed. Just made this morning. Oh, you're planning to go. Hi, Rush. So Paul is aiming for California. Gonna do a trip with the family on June 2nd. Can't wait to see the ocean for the first time. Wonderful. That is not that far away. Well, technically speaking, you're going to be seeing the Pacific Ocean for the first time. Because if you're in North Carolina, you should be looking at the Atlantic. Ross, back up to the 80s in South Carolina. Hi, Carl. How you doing? Huzzah. And hooray, you're back too. Hello. With all your wonderful kitties. And we have wonderful Wawanui. We have our beautiful Hunahamanisa joining us today. Yep. Yeah, if you could click the bell and like and share and comment afterwards if you would like, you can feel free to do that. That all definitely helps with our algorithms here. And we're just sharing Jean Danielson's Huna essence for us all. She's allowed us to see this, and that's great because what's happening is, energetically speaking, you're getting activated from being able to see and hear her Huna essence. That's working on your DNA. Utica, did I miss anything? You may have just missed the oracle card read. And Utica, I was urging people to make sure that you're still subscribed. I've actually had a couple of people who have been they've been unsubscribed. So I wanted just to let you know to double check. Yeah, I can't imagine ever being too far from the ocean. I had a patch in Wawanui. I did have a patch with being away from the ocean, and wow, it was really tough. I struggled with it. Let's see, Wawanui. I will say it again. Wa is the principle of first Lemurian love. Wawa means much love to everyone, and Wawanui. No, Wa is love. Wawa is much love, and Wawanui is much love to everyone. And that is originally from the Maori in New Zealand, which is Lemurian. And what is up with the fires everywhere? Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? I'm sure that they have multiple reasons. And I'm going to say for those that wonder if this is a natural season for forest fires, no, it is not. Especially this time of year, because usually all of our rains and snow and winter and snow and our winter rains keeps everything wet. I can't speak really for the other areas, but one thing that I will say is that we down in my area of the Oregon coast, and I would say that the whole Oregon coast, we've got a very strange weather pattern. I've seen this before where there is a strange wind shear that has been set up off the Oregon coast. And so it keeps a lot of our regular natural rains pushed away. That's interesting. So yeah, I suspect that there are various reasons for the fires that are happening in other places. Oh, wow, the White Lady was from here. So was this the Rochester Castle? Was this the place that you were that you visited where you stayed at the man's in the man's room overnight for the haunting. I was at Rochester in my dream last night on the piano, playing piano and walking as you were walking to it. I woke up. I couldn't see who was playing, but it was Love Me Tender. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, so it was the white lady was from there. I wonder if you're making a connection to that. You know, Paul, that's one too. If it was your one of your mom's favorite songs, it could be that your mom is coming through. I don't know if it's like her passing time or around her birthday or something, but she may be coming through to give you support. She may even just be saying hi and that she's happy over the move that you did so that you're closer to your sister. Yeah, yeah. The fires that are going on right now are in various places. Um, how can we support Mother Earth during these times? If you can do um, some sort of a heart centering thing that can happen, and then send love or the color pink or green to those areas, that will definitely help because you're aiming for trying to send a higher frequency to those areas. Let's see. Oh, you think that the kitty cat might be the missing orange. See if she ran away from her new, but got possibly to find me. Just my feeling. Let me give it a quick try. Hi, Kim B. We're just gonna see if I can dip in and get that orange kitty cat. Excuse me. Carl, was your cat solid orange? Because I remember that from the other one. Did she have any white markings on her at all? Because the other one was completely solid. I just want to make sure as I go into this that I'm feeling for the right kitty cat. Okay, so she was. Okay. Let me see what I can do here. And of course, it'll be up to her. Straight off the bat was a solid male. Let me see if I can find a female. Huh. Oh, this might be her. Hang on a minute. Very cautious, staring at me. I see her. Ooh, she's got pretty green eyes when she wants. The only thing that she's showing me, Carl, is she was originally staring at me from underneath a green. I don't know what that is. If it's it might be a banana frond, some sort of greenery. I know it's warm. It's very warm. And then she just showed me. She looks happy. She's rolling over, but the scene on that is just a pure white. I mean, it almost looks like a white fabric, but it's really, really white. So I don't know if she would have passed over and that is her stylized way of saying it, or if she is still here. She's busy washing now. She does a lot of purring. She looks happy and content wherever she is. So it's possible that she's showing me that she's still here, and just really happy with her new life. Or it is possible symbolic that she has passed over. I really, I struggle with that because whenever I come back and forth, I've even energetically worked on animals that have already passed over. So sometimes the energy body gets kind of blurred for me. So that's what I've got for you this week. Then that could have been Carl. Go ahead and trust your intuition with that, because like I said, she showed me kind of flopping over on her side, and it was white. It looked like a white texture, like a white cloth, but that could have also been symbolic for her passing over. if that was the case, it would have been easy. And she's absolutely, no matter what, she's very content with where she's at right now. Let me see. Hi, Kimby. I would like to know a message that my hawk wanted me to know. He hovered over my mother and I for about 20 minutes and used his body and winked. Oh, beautiful. He was stationary. Let me see if I can connect into that. They love to show off sometimes. Oh, wow. I'm actually seeing you from his eyes right now. Fishing and cool. And yeah, showing off. I will say that the symbol of the hawk and the falcon is for purification. So one of the things that you can do, you're very welcome, Paul. One of the things you can do, Kim, is take a look around what you've got going on right now and see if anything needs purified. That could even be just decluttering something in your life right now. Or you can also check over and see if there's anything that you need to look at your diet or your day-to-day stuff that you might want to do. Just a gentle purification thing. Mostly he was fishing. Oh, beautiful. Liz in awe. Beautiful. Easing down towards Cozumel on Saturday morning. Oh, baby. Ooh, okay. I have a lumbar puncture tomorrow morning. Ask if you can feel into if it all goes well to challenge release. Sure. You know what we can do too is, Liz, let's go ahead and unhook you from that potentiality, that timeline. And so let's start off with getting everybody here. Hi, Rossi. Getting everybody here on the same page, energetically speaking. So I'm going to do a harmonization first. And then the second thing that I'm going to do for you will be, I'm going to go ahead and do an undoing. And so that might be that, that'll collapse that timeline for you, okay? Beautiful. Okay, here we go. Dihe, ori, ora, mahaka wa tahi it ingawa te to iri te otawana, wayo tapukita. It ingawa, tafanui, tarani tikatao, wayo tapu, it ingawa, tafaya tama tuitatama, wayo tapu, tihe, ori, ora. Te a u I a be u e o o p u un I il ma eb u e no to eb o ul un u a ed I a then u be o e u be a il I un ul o eb tana e nu eb ma il I. Okay. And lastly, for the planetary alignments, we're gonna go ahead and recognize that we've unhooked with that. One of the things that you can do is, because I know that you're in hospital or you're in situations where you physically can't really do too much, but what you can do is imagine if you would like creating a gift to give back to Mother Earth or to the continuum. And mentally, you could gather flowers to gift, or mentally you could create a painting or something and then just set it adrift in the ocean or bury it with a tree. You could gift, and I'm saying to do this mentally because physically I know that you can't do this, but even the energy of mentally doing this will help you too, because we are in the essence right now, this month of Waho, and that is gifting back, returning to. When we come in through the sun, through Wahi, when we arrive, we are gifted. And so as we leave, we're going to go and release that back. Okay. So that might be something for you to do. I'm going to scroll back up a bit because everybody's been chatting. Beautiful tacos. Oh, okay. Friend here today with her 2 puppies. Dog usually loves to be here. After sleeping, suddenly barked and looked into the room beside. Could be seeing things that are in there that is unsettling. Yeah. Oh, and I'm so, so sorry to hear that for your loss. You're very welcome, Utica. Yeah? Yeah? Yep. Okay. Yeah, my little friend is discussing things today. A little more needy than usual. Let me see. Over the sand, we needed him to go eat, and he should too. Yep. Beautiful. Okay. So, and yeah, if your dad is connected to the beach or walking along, that could easily have been a message from your dad too. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. Let me see. Rush. Possible to receive a kitty cat message from Milo, passed in June. Oh, okay. Uh, I'm caregiving with my father, and Milo showed up here. Sure. He may be getting ready to go with your dad. One of the other things that happens too is when we are in the twilight of leaving, sometimes the older animals and cats will come back up, and sometimes they can start to show up as ghosts or energetically appearing. And a lot of times the people that are getting ready to pass, they are going to have visits, or they will be looking for pets that have already passed over quite a ways back. So let me see if I can hook onto Milo. Showed up here last. Was Milo the white one with the gray markings? Or was it a different color? Good Lord. Was he a different color? Oh, Paul's enjoying it. Rock on, huh? Oh, great. You are very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Let me see. So great. Let me see if I can hook into this then. Big boy, 28 pounds. Solid white. Okay. That wasn't the one that I saw last week, because last week's was white and gray. Holy moly. No, I've got Milo. That is a big cat. He's heavy. Wow. Okay. Wow. He's very sweet, very affectionate. I'm hearing you know very well why I am here. And I can hear an airplane overhead, so if I get knocked out, I'm going to keep going, and hopefully they're not going to knock out my Wi-Fi. You know very well why I'm here. Come on. Anything else? Oh, now you're being coy. In due time. And there he goes. He carries his tail funny. And he just walked away. Yeah, his tail was like, got that little crook thing, cat on a mission. So there we go. Aw, you're very welcome, Liz and all. Very, very welcome. You know, a lot of times if you're feeling the fear, or you're feeling like you're being pushed around or what have you, it's because you've accidentally shrunk or had your energy shrunken down so that you get pushed around a lot more. So yeah, just doing any of the energy healing on here, any of hearing the Lemurian Light Codes will help you to open up again and stand better. Let me see. I don't believe that. So I'm going to scroll back up. My friend wrote to me afterwards that God showed me that was because I was a Reiki master. You mean the puppy that was barking? Scroll back up to see if I missed something. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. No. I'm just trying to follow Jane's conversation right quick. Friend wrote me afterwards that God showed me that because I was a Reiki master. Why don't you believe that? You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, he was a sweetheart. Big kitty cat. My word, he was solid. Yeah, he simply said that in time you would see why. Don't believe what, Jane? That you're a Reiki master? You can be many things. Some people will hold the Reiki. Yeah, you can hold the Reiki symbols if that's something that you have received. You don't have to hold those in your aura if you don't want to. It's just a matter of following through whatever is comfortable for you. Yeah. Okay, Utica, blessings to you, honey. I gotta admit, I'm surprised mine held. Knock on wood, because that was a pretty big plane. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this thing is just not scrolling. Oh, that's goodness. I'm so sorry, Paul. Yeah. Lost him 5 years ago. My Blackie cat was 23 pounds. It's that big kitty. Well, that's one. I'm shocked because I've had a black kitty too, and they tend to be super duper sweet. But um, the rescue places, they seem to have a lot of black kitty cats because a lot of people um, won't adopt them for some reason. So it seems strange to me. They seem to be extremely sweet. Yeah, he left the same time as my mom. That is tough, really tough. Yeah, and that's one too. Rossi's saying for Jane, um, puppies are close to you. They will sit on top of you. They can. Um, but I'm a Reiki master, and I've always had animals reach out to me. Russia's saying superstition for the black kitty cats, and that's possibility. There are a lot of superstitions around the world. And so I've also seen it for the white cats. There's been superstitions against pure white cats as well. And I've dipped into all of them, and quite frankly, they're beautiful. They're just beautiful souls. It won't matter what the color of the coat is. Yes, Randy's saying the shelters will not adopt out the black cats during October, and that is smart. When I had my black kitty cat, I definitely went out of my way to make sure that he was as many Halloweens as I could. His butt was kept indoors because there are a lot of people that do really unsavory things during that time. Jane, were the dogs barking at you, or were they barking at something entirely different? Because as I was saying earlier, dogs and cats can actually see in spectrums that we can't. So a lot of times, if you're in an area, if it's an older house or something, there may be a ghost in there, which may or may not be an interactive type ghost. And then the other thing that they can sometimes see are portals or vortices of energy. But sometimes the ghosts themselves can just be residual energy. They'll be seeing, like sometimes you'll catch a glimpse of a ghost and they're just doing the same pattern over and over. They're not really actually interacting with you. And so that is residual energy ghosts. And then of course you've got different flavors of ghosts too. Any level of ghost is going to be to some extent an energy vampire. So they literally suck right off of you. I'm a Reiki master. My friend told me that the dog barked because it's not right. Some evil spirit that the dog barked at. But she would tell me that it was wrong to be a Reiki master. Okay, so what you have is a little bit of. Did you become Did you become a Reiki master simply because were you the Reiki master before, or were you friends before? Because sometimes what can happen is with the Christianity, they will get confused or they will get very deeply concerned, especially over the symbols that are happening when it's a conflict, and just depending on what they've been taught religiously for the Christian faith, what they're trying to protect themselves from would be Luciferian or satanic type sigils, seals, symbols, and symbologies. And so she may be confusing the Reiki symbols with something that may be demonic, and it might be concerning to her. But usually with the puppers, if they're barking like that, yeah, they didn't actually bark at me, but there is some evil spirit, and you can usually sense something. Dogs can, and yeah, dogs can be shapeshifters too. And sometimes you can have lower entities that will pass into an animal. I don't usually talk about that, but some of the stuff that you're talking about, sometimes if you're out walking, especially at nighttime, you can see a deer. Um, and then it will shapeshift, and it can shapeshift depending on where you're at into something quite unsavory. So, oh, God bless, Paul. I'm so sorry. But you know, the nice thing about that is at least he passed with you. Um, yeah, and his heart just simply quit. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Wow. So she's still going. How beautiful. This is timber. Beautiful, beautiful. Sure. Yeah, and that's just it. You know, many of the Christian groups, they simply won't accept the healing practices because, like I said, depending on which religious or scriptures that they have been taught from, it's a protective thing for them. And I won't say that it's wrong, because in certain areas of the world, you know, it's important to protect against what they already know is demonic symbology. And this is something too where people can get themselves crosswise or get themselves into trouble because they have no clue what they're doing. But they'll play with Ouija boards, or worse, they try to summon demons, or they try to open a portal. I will say that portals are way easier to open than they are to close, and you have no idea what's going to come through that thing. So never open a portal in your home. This is a bad idea. But yeah, just like Randy is saying down here, Reiki is a positive energy. And if you don't resonate with that, you don't have to accept it. With the pups, a lot of times from what I've seen is that you will see them barking, especially if they are, that's what I was trying to say with the ghost things earlier. If they're hanging out and they're a little uneasy, and then all of a sudden they start to stare blankly into something, or they begin barking at something that you cannot see. I saw this very first hand whenever I was 9 years old with our family cat, and it was broad daylight. He was staring. He was just petrified. And I mean, this cat was huge. He had an attitude. So, I mean, it was not a big deal for him to go through the neighborhood and just fights left, right, and center. So for him to be petrified, staring at nothing, and I mean, this cat, he had the ridge up, he had all the fur out, he was deep growling and everything, and he was staring at what looked to me like absolutely nothing in the corner of the room. I was shouting his name and I couldn't get through to him. Dumbest idea ever. So what I did was I came and I kind of lined up where he was staring at in the corner of the room. Now, like I said, keep in mind, this is broad daylight. There's nothing in that room. It's me and a cat that's really freaked out. And what I did was I lined up where the sight of his eyes were looking at nothing, and I stepped into it. I do remember there was a shift of cold. Because it was summertime, and I remember distinctly it did feel colder in that spot. All of a sudden, his eyes shot up to something that was over the top of me and behind me, and then his eyes just got even bigger, and he freaked out even more. I mean, he'd been low growling before, but he kind of screamed at this thing that was suddenly up and over the top of me, and then he bolted from the room. And like I said, this was one badass cat. He normally didn't back down from anything. I didn't see anything. I certainly felt something. At that point, I was like, that's really stupid of me. Clearly, there was something that he was seeing. And that's just it. Cats and dogs both, they see infrared colors and the far infrared spectrums more so than we do. And I'll retell the story again. When the, what are they called? The nighttime glasses that they have on that the people can see through. When they were first creating those, the very first generations that they tried to use on this for the soldiers, they immediately had to stop what they were doing because they were in the red spectrum, and then they had to go through and rejigger it for the longest time. I think it's still green because what they're seeing is in the red spectrum, and the soldiers were panicking and freaking out because suddenly they were seeing ghosts and entities and demons all around them. And these were battle-hardened soldiers. So it's incredible to me what they can see. So when you're seeing them do that, that's because they're seeing things that you literally can't. Because physically speaking, they'll see spectrums of lights that we can't. Rossi, I'm not going to actually speak to that directly, but what I'm going to think of this directly is going to be what you're trying to say is that is a 3D entity creation. And so you're trying to manipulate something with 3D. You're trying to interact with that 3D. And so what you need to do is only send the situation love. But what you need to do is actually go over into 5D energy. Because otherwise what's happening is you're fighting ice. It's not, you need to, in order to get out of the phase of fighting with or trying to manipulate, change, or improve something, you need to actually pull your energy and your focus up and away from that and let it go. Because what's happening is you have 2D entities that are utilizing 4D technology, and they're trying to vampire off both sides, both people. It's not one side is correct and one side is not. So you've got 2D entities that are feeding off of fear, anger, hatred. And we're bringing up fear again because I'm getting a lot of that fear energy. Okay? So in order to protect yourself, pull back up and away from that situation. Call it for what it is. It's a 2D creation, a 2D entity. And then pull back from that and try to stand in 5D to completely collapse that manipulation. It's a manipulation. You are being manipulated by 2D entities. That is a filter that they have put in place so that they can feed off of your energy. It's not just your energy, it's everybody's energy. That's why they created the politics game. That's why you'll look at any of the sports. I mean, look at what happened right after the Super Bowl. It didn't matter which team won. You've always got the losing team that will be feeding those 2D entities then. And so it's a really wide range of what happens. And so the only way to prevent that is, like Randy is saying, let's just jump up into 7D. Yeah. Yeah, you've got to stop feeding them. I heard it from another channel. Sure. And that was what I was saying earlier, if you cannot pull yourself up and away from it, you can imagine sending them love. Don't bother with the light part, is it's not really relevant at the moment. And the heart chakra right now is where we're at. Don't buy into the hype. In fact, I'll say this right quick, because right before I hopped into here, I had seen something where they keep hyping this up, and it's really annoying me. They keep chipping away, pick. You know, we're just gonna keep provoking the volcanoes in Washington State, or the tsunami stuff off of the coast of Oregon, or the earthquakes down in California. Be very careful, because I saw one this morning that was yupping up Mount Baker that sits up in Washington State. So I went, I should probably go check it out. And when I did, I went directly over to usgs.gov, because the article that I had seen was saying that there were multiple earthquakes that were happening around Mount Baker, potentially going to go ahead and, pop cork. When I looked on USGS, there was no registry whatsoever of the earthquakes in or around Mount Baker, or around Yakima for that matter. Nothing. So that's what I mean when I see something. I saw one that's probably been about a month back, where it was a very large earthquake that was happening across the globe, across the pond from me, across the Pacific Ocean. And it was one of those deals of, okay, I need to check, because tsunami can happen, can travel across from particular areas. The very first thing I did was I went over to look at tsunami.gov. You can look at that. What that does is that gets you in touch with our buoys. We have physical buoys that are out on the ocean, and they will register the height, the wave height. And so it's possible to see, as the waves are coming across, if we potentially have a tsunami that's going to be incoming. And then you can take your precautions depending on where you're at. When I looked, that earthquake did not exist. It wasn't registering on either tsunami.gov or the thing for the earthquakes. So be very careful, because these are the media cycles have been saying things that have been just outright lies. So be very picky about and absolutely go check the data. Okay. Yep. And Rossi, I'm not trying to rain on your parade. I hope I was able to explain that better for you. Hypnicity, are they ones that you've actually been? Have you actually felt any of those? And are they smaller? Are they the smaller tremors? Let me see. Yeah, somebody else had said that too. Let me see right quick. I just want to make sure that I'm saying this clear enough for people. What do I think about not sending it? So you're starving them is what you're trying to say. And to send that to a light worker, you're still trying to do a little bit of a runaround. What I want you to do in this moment is to pull your energy back entirely from that, and to go for a walk, or plant something, or better yet, maybe do a painting or create something. Really? That's different. Now that is different. Are you hypnicity? Are you hearing it and feeling it because you're tuned in? I'm wondering if that's one too. I'm kind of feeling like there are rock people moving in and around underneath you. And so I wonder if the earthquakes are actually that they're moving around. Oh, sure. Now that's interesting too, because there are different areas. Oh, yeah. We did have the one that was in Pennsylvania, one a little time ago. Yeah. Yeah, there's one that is called New Madras Fault, and that lies in the middle of the country. And it's been a while since that one has happened. And I've been just simply trying to keep a lot of it nice and quiet. And that's just it. There's different things around Mother Earth right now. Because we are changing a bit. There are different technologies, there are different civilizations that are in and around underneath. And so it's a matter of we're trying to do enough moving and releasing in order to well, it's like the simmering pot, like the boiling pot scenario where you've got the water that's simmering away on the stove. And if you've got the lid going, the lid can dance a bit in order to release the pressure. That's good. If you've ever played around with a pressure cooker, there's one valve usually that's on the pressure cooker and they have a rocker on it, and that is to relieve the pressure. When you have that closed, that's a bad thing. And that's when the explosions happen around the world with the volcanoes, because they are releasing the pressure. If there are small earthquakes that are happening in and around the ring of fire, it's going to relieve pressure everywhere else. And one of the possibilities too is Fuego down in Guate just released some lava as well. So we could be getting the pressure release further down as well. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Paul. Glad to have you here. Yeah, okay. Was a question. I wasn't sure that it was true, so I wanted to ask. Yeah, Rossi, I'm going to say with this one, if that's something that they want to do, let them. But from what I see is simply, and like what Randy is saying as well, is how does that resonate with you? How did the other person's information resonate with you? And again, I'm gonna walk through it. Monsters Inc. was a really great illustration of exactly what the 2D entities do. They are parasites. They have parasited off of our energy systems for thousands of years. So there are filters that are put in place. They are distortions. They are programming that has been told to us since we were little. So we think the world is one way, and then we run into things where, Democrat versus Republican, red versus blue, up versus down, my football team or my baseball team or my basketball team is better than your team. It's very, very one side versus another. And that's what I say when it is 4D technology that they utilize. 4D technology is duality. And so what happens is they divide us. And then because of the depending level of aggression or fear or anger, especially as we come together and it begins to get more and more heightened, you will see, like the example in Monsters Inc., when they were going in, they were tailoring the nightmare monster for each child so that they could evoke the biggest fear response. And then they were harvesting that child's fear response. They were using that as their energy source. It's exactly what this is. And so in order to get up and out of that, then you detach from it and you stay up into 5D. And this is where it is a little bit difficult because, of course, we're living in a 3D world, and it's that yeah thing of going up and beyond. But you stay as out of it as you can, which is never easy. It's a work in progress even for me. But even knowing what that is, you can go, okay, I see that now. And I'm just going to back away from that. And you do that by shifting your focus away from it. Like Hypnicity is saying, if it's not loving, it no longer serves me. And so you take your focus away from that. And that's part of whenever I've been doing the alchemy of the 1st through the 5th dimensions. That's just it. I'm alchemizing the lower entities, and we're pulling all of that up through the different dimensions and into at least 5D, which is heart-based, which is where we're going to. And then a lot of times I'll move us up even higher than that because I want us to go up at least into 10D, where I see a lot of my 10D frequency beings. So, yeah, yeah, there is an enormous. It's not my back. Blipped out. Yeah, that's just it. It's an enormous push right now to divide us. And so, more than anything, focus not so much on what's dividing us, but remembering remember to humanize the other person. Real humans, that's just it. If the other person's in trouble, you're not going to stand there questioning, if there's something wrong. Real humans, and you'll see that the body comes up and towards, and so you're actually moving to help. It's You can't help it. That's just who we are. Okay, okay. I'm hoping. Okay, for a minute. This is my. Airplanes. I don't know if people can hear me yet. Yes. Okay. I think I'm back now. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Hey, airplanes. Next. Yeah. Please. Okay. Sure. I'll keep coming. Come on. Come on. Come on. Keep that, please. Maybe. Are we back? Well, I have 5 very determined people. Yeah, and that's just it. Very interesting to me too, as Hypnicity is saying. Welcome back, everybody. If you stayed with this, I am really happy. And I may get knocked off again. So I have an airplane, a very large military airplane. And so what happens is, since I am on 5G, even though my Wi-Fi signal was not saying anything, I kept being knocked off. And I think it was because the military plane runs on the same Wi-Fi signal as I do. And yeah, it's really interesting how we get on an interesting topic and all of a sudden I get knocked offline. Yeah, that's not lost on me either. But yeah, as I was saying before I got knocked off, I'm going to say it quickly because to anybody who might be trying to knock me off, yeah, that's why whenever I'm talking about the 2D entities that are siphoning off our energy, then that's why. Is because they're feeding on it, and I can hear them coming back. So apparently I'm right over target with this one. But all I'm going to say on that one is just simply pull your energy up and away from it. Look elsewhere whenever you're doing that. And yeah, to get back to Hypnicity, it sounds like you're listening to, if you can feel the earthquakes that are happening up there, my guess is that you're tapping into the rock people that are up there in that location. Hi, Karen. Big hugs to you, honey. And happy birthday. Happy birthday this month for you. I know you're another one of our honeys. I'm so sorry that I got knocked off like that. Apparently that was right over target. So, phooey people. Phooey fiddlesticks people. How annoying. Apparently I'm going to have to start speaking in codes again or something. How rude. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Can anybody tell me if you're still in here? The last person that I see is Karen Robinson saying hi. And yeah, it was interesting to me that my internet actually did stay connected, but they did not. Yeah, extra bubble. Yeah, I was busy doing some energy work on that airplane to push it out. Am I the only one who maps? Well, you're here. Randy's here. Russia's here. Apparently it was an interesting topic. Shall we do some alchemy? Anybody here want to do some alchemy in the 1st through the 5th dimensions? I find that quite a nuisance. Quite annoying. Matters. Yeah, okay, great. You need help. Oh, okay. What do you need help with, Miss Karen? My little unicorns. I'm going to warn you, since you dipped back in, that it's been a little bit of a rough ride because I was trying to articulate something earlier, and we're just going to go as far as that. Wonderful. Okay, I'll tell you what, Karen, you keep typing, honey, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some very quick alchemization, all right? So to start off with, nice deep breath in and out, and we're going to look up and go ahead and close the eyes. Another nice gentle breath in. And while we're doing this, what I need you to do is imagine yourself in Mother Earth, being held by Mother Earth. Now that could be at the base of your favorite tree. You could be walking in an alpine meadow. You could be walking along or just watching the waves on the beach. Great. I'm going to go ahead and get my energy set up, and then we'll start. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. Alchemy of the 1st dimension. Alchemy of the second dimension. Alchemy of the third dimension. Alchemy of the fourth dimension, which brings us up into the fifth. And if you would like, you can hang out here. I'm actually hearing we're going to bring us up a little bit higher today. So alchemy of the fifth dimension. And you can hang out there and wait for us if you'd like. Just imagine yourself in your favorite grounding space. Alchemy of the sixth dimension. Alchemy of the seventh dimension. Which brings us up into the eighth. And this is where our ascended masters are found. You can find guides and ascended masters. So Kuan Yin, Buddha, Tuakul, Saint Germain, Metatron, the archangels, Michael, Jesus, Mother Mary. These are some of the ascended masters that you can encounter on this level. Okay, we're going to go just a little bit higher. So alchemy of the eighth dimension. Alchemy of the ninth. And that brings us into 10th dimensional beings, 10th dimensional. So you may see things like light flashes, light beings. They'll look literally like their bodies are made of light. You can see orbs, different colored orbs, different colored light flashes will happen at this level. Okay, and I'm hearing we'll be done here. So let's imagine at this point, since some people have gone into some fear as well, is we're going to imagine a pillar or a column of light. Let it be whatever color it wants to be, just coming down from above through the top of your head. And it's going to whoosh all the way through your body. Look like a rod of light going all the way through you and into Mother Earth. Keep that light going. And then we're going to have a rod come up from Mother Earth herself, up through your feet, and it's going to meet the first column of light, and these are going to be in your heart space to create a bubble of light. And then push that out all the way around you. And then around that, we're going to imagine a diamond white light coming from the central sun all the way through all of your column of light and into Mother Earth. And it's going to be a big, wide column of light all the way around that connects you from Mother Earth to the central sun. Much better. That feels much, much better. There we go. I'm going to let you come back in your own time. Rush, I'm impressed you remain connected. I'm shocked too. Karen, for those that don't know, Karen's mother passed away. And so she's been trying to navigate all of the weather, everything that's happened. She lost her mom, and so it's been one turmoil after another. And I'm kind of hoping that doing the alchemy And then getting us grounded in like that with that pillar, that column of pure light to connect us. I'm hoping that that will be helping. And Karen, a lot of it is just going to be navigating what's happening in and around you. I have been working with your family behind the scenes, just basically looking for everyone's highest good. But anyway, you got it. It's just going to suck. Oh, I'm so glad. I am so glad. I can hear that plane lurking out there. So if I get knocked off, it's just going to be because of the silly little plane came back. Or I should say huge. That thing's big, whatever it is. Karen, what you might do is contact your energy provider and see if there's some way for them to, because it's an unusual circumstance that's happened, and see if they can work with you to maybe space that out over time. Yeah. Behind the scenes, I'm still doing some energy work. So, oh, goodness, 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 goodness. Yeah, big, big hugs. No, Karen, that would not be supportive. Although I understand it. I do understand it completely. But your kitty still needs you here. Your puppy still needs you here. Randy, thank you so, so much for being here. And I'm glad you enjoyed the alchemization. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've done one of those. Yeah. Yep, you still got stuff to do down here, hon. Okay, gang. I'll tell you what, I'm going to end this on a good note because I can hear the airplane coming back. This is unbelievable today, Annie Bear. Oh, I am so glad for everybody that stuck with it. And yeah, I'm going to try to do the timestamps for underneath. And I am so sorry, but thank you so much for hanging out with me. And yeah, we managed to get it over an hour at least. But yeah, I'm being stalked by an airplane today. uh, yeah, we were discussing something that apparently someone doesn't really want to be discussed. So um, if you go back through the replay, you'll discover why. And we did do an alchemization today. So I'm going to cut this one short. And I love to everybody and Wawanui. And I will see you next week. Okay. Bye. Thanks again.